Okay, friend, I've been a hustler since I was 10 years old, literally selling Twizzlers 10 cents a piece out the pack. 3 years ago, I turned the millions of ideas in my head into a profitable, multifaceted brand. And today, I want to take you through a day in my life as an multi-passionate entrepreneur and share with you how it all got started. Now, if you are new here, friend, I am the Myah Unique, your multi-passionate, purpose-pushing, visionary friend, here to show you that if I can do it, friend, you can do it too. Okay, if I can take the ideas that were in my head and make them into a profitable business, not just any business, but a multifaceted brand. I'm talking big vision, big dream. Okay, not just one thing, but several. If I can do that, then friend, you can do it too. So before we hop in, I have to give you the backstory, okay? Because before I could even build the vision, I literally had to build me, the visionary. Okay, so let me give you the timeline. So going all the way back to 2020, which I mean was the year that took a turn for us all. But to go back even further, December 2019, I had literally just got engaged, right? December 28th, 2019, just got engaged. So that meant 2020 was the year that I was planning a wedding. And so, again, being a full-time college student and all of that fun stuff, I think it was my sophomore year. I think it definitely was my sophomore year of college. Junior year. It was my junior year of college. I only had 2 years left. It was my junior year of college. Or was it sophomore? I don't know. Either sophomore or junior. I was still double majoring and minoring. So I was double majoring in marketing and finance and then minoring in entrepreneurship. And so doing all of those things, so I was taking about 6 or 7 classes per semester to make sure that I could still graduate on time. And so doing all of that, and then also I had secured an internship that was actually supposed to take place, I believe it was that summer. And so I was going to have this internship. It was going to be paying me great. So, I'm calculating, things are flowing, things are working out. I got this wedding to pay for. So it's going to be nice, one, to get the corporate experience, but also to pay for what we need to pay for this wedding, And so all of that stuff was going on. Then y'all know what happened. Okay. You know what had happened. Y'all put my stuff on what's name. The whole panoramic happened and it literally closed down everything. I mean, school, everything came to a halt. Like I had just put my wedding dress in, like finally picked the dress, said yes to the dress, all of that stuff. And at the last second, like everything got canceled, and all of that good stuff, or not good stuff. And so internship got canceled, all the things. So I'm like, okay, we got a wedding to pay for. We got all of this stuff to do. And so little old me goes into survival mode because I'm like, I got to make this money so we can pay for X, Y, and Z so we can still have this wedding because I'm still trying to get married this year. And so again, a lot of things change. A lot of things were pivoting. And for me, I never was good with change. Okay. Never been good with change. And so it was really a hard time for me. And I was really learning so much about myself. But anyway, I was working 3 jobs. So I was working Instacart. I was working at a retirement home. And then I was also running a on-the-go bakery. I'm inserting some photos. But yeah, so I was running an on-the-go bakery, like baking and selling and all of these things, which it was crazy because I had actually put together like a business plan and a marketing plan for this exact bakery within like my college class. So I'm like, I got what I need. Like, we're just going to go ahead and get started. Mind you, which is a good idea. Was it a good idea? No, but it was a good idea. And so I started that, whatever. It was making money. It was bringing in income. But here was the thing. Here was the kicker. Your friend was burnt out because I was, again, in college, a whole entrepreneur, and also working 2 other jobs. I was very much burnt out, stressed out, overwhelmed. And yeah, it was just a lot. And I think it was also a season that I was literally learning so much about myself. Being a hustler, wanting to be in control, being independent, like all of these things like were being exposed like in this season of my life. And so, yeah, it was just honestly a crazy time to be alive. And yeah, so I just had to give you the backstory of what was going on before I even started the business. Like, before I even started building my brand, I honestly was all over the place. I honestly think the moment that I broke down was when it all clicked for me. Like, I was so burnt out from all of the things that I had committed to. And on top of all of that, I was not doing what I knew that I was supposed to be doing, right? Like, I had all of these ideas, all of these things in my head, and I was not doing them. I didn't even have time to do them. I literally hit my breaking point. Life was literally so busy, but I knew deep down that I was sleeping on ideas that were in my mind. Like, just imagine balancing all of what I was balancing, from school to being married or a fiance to, balancing 3 jobs, like running a business, all of these things. Just imagine balancing all of that while also managing different ideas in your head. Right? Like, externally, you're doing all of these things. You're on the go, you're moving and shaking and all of these things with your physical body. But internally, you're not satisfied. You're not content. You're not fulfilled with what you're doing. Like that's why I'm so big on intentional living now, because literally in October 2020, the Lord literally sat me down to draw out my plate because I was so burnt out and overwhelmed. Like, he literally sat me down like, okay, draw a circle and I need you to write down everything that's on your plate. And at that moment, it was literally, I remember the day, I believe it was October 9th, 2020. I literally had to stop the bakery, because it was not something that I was even passionate about. It was literally something that I only started to survive, to make money, right? I also dropped my finance major and any other jobs that was just in the way, right? Because I literally had to, at that time, October 9th, 2020, I had to sit down and rewrite out my priorities. Like, what's a priority? What's not? What's a distraction? What is not? What's a distraction? What is my purpose? I literally had to sit down and figure it out. And it's so crazy because as soon as I stopped being preoccupied with all of those distractions, I literally start getting so much clarity and clear vision. I actually had time to give my ideas room to actually blossom, but it literally took me getting back in alignment because, baby girl, I was out of alignment. And literally right after that, in like November 2020-ish, it's so crazy because that was literally when God opened the door for me to work at the branding agency. And it was kind of given internship, if you will, and mentorship, if you will, as well, because at that time, like, I was being mentored by another entrepreneur while also getting experience, like, with marketing and all of those things. So that was also giving me credibility when running my own business. So at this time, I, of course, was still a full-time college student. At this point, I had let go of that other major because I'm not even an analytical person. So why was I majoring in finance? I don't understand. But I I was still a full-time college student. I was majoring in marketing and minoring in entrepreneurship. I was also working part-time at the retirement home, and then I was also working at this agency, this branding agency, as a creative assistant, all while building my brand. But it was so crazy because I had enough time to at least dedicate 2 to 3 hours, maybe 3 days out of the week to actually commit to brand building, which that is something that I would highly recommend. Like, whenever you are building out your ideas, is to dedicate some time to your ideas so that you can brainstorm, you can ideate, you can work through your ideas. Like, don't just allow your ideas to sit there, or, just neglect your ideas simply because, it may not be in full fruition just right now. Like, it's just like not really paying attention to the seeds that you have access to. Like, these seeds are the same seeds that are helping me to live and make a living off of, my business. But if I would have continued to neglect those seeds, I would have never been where I am right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know who needs to hear that, but like, don't keep sleeping on your ideas, because those are literally seeds that need to be planted in the ground, and they need sun and it needs water so that it can turn into something that you live off of, something that is profitable, something that, you benefit from, but not just you, but also others. Stepping into entrepreneurship literally required so much intentionality. I literally had to steward the opportunities that was given to me through school and through, the creative assistant position within the branding agency, so that I could show up in my business when I eventually launched. And all of this really helped me when it came down to showing up for my business. And I always say that even to my own interns, because I now have been running an internship program for maybe the last 2 to 3 years. And so I tell them all the time, like, you have to treat your business as you would your 9 to 5. Like, you cannot, even if your business is just in the ideation phase, you cannot sleep on it. Like, you have to literally clock in as you would a 9 to 5 job, meaning you need to put those hours on that calendar. Okay. From November 2020 to April 2021, I was literally being trained on how to build my brand and show up in the online space. This was definitely my brand building era. And I know there are some people here in this community that literally remember when I first got started, because I made sure to show up and like document my entire process. And I literally have it in all of the memories on my Instagram, in my Instagram stories. And it's so crazy because I was like, putting polls out there. I was creating conversation. Like, everybody knew that, hey, I got ideas that I've been sitting on, but not no more. Okay. Like, it's time to brand build. And I filmed a whole nother video. Okay. A whole nother YouTube video. I'm not trying to make this too long, but I filmed a whole nother YouTube video of my exact process that I went through, to build out my ideas. So you can go ahead and click the link in the description box. So you can just go ahead and watch that. So if you want to know like how to get the millions of ideas in your head into a business, I can definitely help walk you through that, friend, because literally everybody was telling me like, oh, like, your vision is too big. You should start with one thing. We're defying odds. Okay. Because I'm standing here to say, baby, I've been making a living off of this. Okay. But in this season, I showed up for my ideas through timelines, brain dumping, setting up systems, planning, photo shoots, and all of the legal things. Like, I had a project management system to make sure that I was staying on task, I was meeting deadlines, and every single area, because we know being an entrepreneur is multifaceted anyways, because you're doing multiple jobs, especially if you don't have a team. Like, if you're a one-woman show, girl, you doing it all by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, but you have marketing, you have admin, you have, your product development, you have operations, you have all these different things. And so I use a project management system to keep all of those things together. I honestly think my biggest struggle was the fact that I was multi-passionate. Now, I already made it clear in the last video. I am here for the multifaceted, the multi-passionate, all of those things. And my biggest struggle was that I had two ideas on two opposite ends of the spectrum. How was these two worlds going to collide? I don't know. I didn't know. How was the visionary and the vision going to collide? I don't know. How was personal development and business development going to collide? I don't know. I didn't even know multi-passionate entrepreneur was a thing. Right? Didn't know it was a thing. And all I knew was that my brand, the Heyyyyyyy brand, was the piece that was holding both sides together. Right? And literally everybody was telling me like, hey, like focus on one thing, it will be better. But I couldn't do that because it wasn't the vision. It wasn't the vision that I had. It wasn't the vision that God gave me. Right? And so before I launched, I was literally getting so flustered. I remember this day to the T. I was getting so flustered because I did not know how to lay the vision out on my website, right? Like I didn't know how to lay the vision out on my website. I didn't know how to make it make sense because in all reality, you can have a big vision, but you have to learn how to communicate your big vision, right? Because everybody's not going to understand. Everybody's not going to be on fire. Everybody's not going to get it. You know what I mean? And so you're going to spend the first couple of years of your business proving the concept, proving that it is a thing and it does work, right? And so I definitely had to learn how to communicate the vision. And that I think was my biggest struggle. However, and again, if you want a whole little strategy on that, just go ahead, comment below because I got you, friend. I got you. But anyways, on April 30th, 2021, I launched my brand. I launched my brand, the Heyyyyyyy brand, and the first program that we dropped was called the Visionary Bootcamp, which is a 10-week program. We are currently not offering it right now, but we are like, again, we slowed down so we can get our I's dotted and our T's crossed, okay? We slowed down because I really want to make sure that the value is there and everything is tightened up. You know what I'm saying? And so we're not offering that right now, but it is a 10-week program for young women right now, specifically helping you to build your identity, your purpose, your passions, and your life vision, right? All things personal development is what the Visionary Bootcamp is. And so we started off with that program, and literally when we launched and released that program, we literally sold out all 10 spots because it's not like a big cohort. Like I was only taking 10 students at a time because I wanted to be really intentional. And so, yeah, all 10 spots sold out. First cohort. I didn't have a testimonial. I didn't have none of that. They have none of that. I just showed up and I believed in the vision. Okay. And maybe I will do a story time around that and give you the strategy for that because I am a big on strategy. As you can see, I am a strategist. Okay. And so if you want a story time or you want to talk strategy on that, again, comment below. I love to hear feedback on what you want to see more of. So make sure you also comment about that. But before we go, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And just a little announcement, May 15th through the 17th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay. We are going to be doing a 3-day series called 3 Lessons in 3 Years. And I'm going to be sharing the 3 lessons that I've learned in the last 3 years of business. And the topics is tighten up your business model, balancing profit and passion. And then the last one, can't quite remember right now. Put it up there. But yeah, friends. So that is all. That is it. And I will see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.